In the shadow underbelly of Kolkata, where the monsoon rains turn narrow alleys into muddy rivers, lived the Ghosh family. The year was 2025, but time seemed frozen in their crumbling one-room shack pieced together from rusted tin sheets and discarded bricks. Baba, Arun Ghosh, was a rickshaw puller, his once strong frame now bent like a question mark, from years of hauling passengers through the city's chaotic streets. At 50, his lungs wheezed with every breath, a remnant of the polluted air and endless toil. Ma, Lakshmi, scraped by as a maid in affluent homes, her hands calloused from scrubbing floors that shone brighter than her dreams ever could. Their children, 12-year-old Ria and 8-year-old Rohan, were the fragile sparks in this dim existence, their eyes wide with innocence that poverty hadn't yet fully extinguished. The shack huddled against a towering apartment complex, a stark reminder of the world's divide. Inside, a single bulb flickered weakly, casting long shadows on the earthen floor. The family slept on threadbare mats, sharing a tattered blanket that smelled of damp earth and unwashed hopes. Hunger is a teacher, Baba would say, his voice gravelly but kind, as he divided the portions equally. It teaches us to value every grain. But in his heart, he knew it was a cruel master, one that gnawed at their spirits as much as their bellies. Ria, with her sharp mind and untamed curls, dreamed of school uniforms and books that didn't have missing pages. She attended the government school sporadically, often skipping to help Ma with chores or sell flowers at traffic lights. "Why can't we have a real home, Baba?" she asked one evening as rain hammered the roof like angry fists. Arun looked at her, his eyes misty. "A home isn't walls, Beti. It's the love that holds us together even when the world tries to pull us apart." Deep down, he feared the day when love alone wouldn't suffice. Rohan, the quieter one, clung to a broken toy car he'd found in the gutter. His laughter was rare, but when it came, it lit the room like a firefly in the night. He suffered from a persistent cough, a gift from the damp walls and smoky chula. Ma would cradle him at night, whispering lullabies that spoke of rivers flowing to the sea, of destinies brighter than their current fate. Life is like the Ganges. It carries mud and filth, but beneath it all, it's pure and eternal. Yet, as she watched her son's frail chest rise and fall, she wondered
if purity could survive the filth.
Their days blurred into a rhythm of survival. Arun rose before dawn, his rickshaw creaking under him as he pedaled into the misty streets. The city awoke around him, vendors shouting, cars honking, the wealthy sipping chai and air-conditioned cafes. He pulled fares all day, his muscles screaming and protest, earning just enough for the next meal. Once, a passenger, a suited businessman, tossed him a crumpled note. "Keep the change, old man." Arun's pride stung, but he pocketed it. Gratitude is the bridge between despair and hope, he thought, pedaling harder. Lakshmi's world was the gleaming kitchens of the rich. She mopped floors in high-rises where children played with gadgets she'd never understand. One day, while cleaning Mrs. Banerjee's apartment, she overheard the lady complaining about a spoiled vacation. "We had to fly economy. Can you imagine?" Lakshmi bit her lip, thinking of her own vacations, days when illness forced her to stay home, unpaid. As she scrubbed, a tear fell into the soapy water. Wealth blinds the eyes to the treasures of the soul, she reflected silently. Returning home, she hid her exhaustion behind a smile, for her family was her anchor in the storm. The turning point came during the relentless monsoon of July. The rains swelled the Hooghly River, flooding the low-lying slums. Water seeped into their shack, turning the floor into a swamp. Rohan's cough worsened, evolving into a fever that burned like fire. "Ma, it hurts," he whimpered, his small body shivering. Lakshmi's heart shattered. They had no money for a doctor. The last rupees went to repairing the rickshaw after a pothole accident. Arun pawned his wedding ring, a simple band of faded gold, to buy medicine from a street vendor.
Objects are fleeting, lives are eternal, he muttered, handing over the heirloom. But the fever persisted. Ria, resourceful beyond her years, snuck out to beg at the temple. "Please, for my brother," she pleaded to passers-by, her voice drowned by the rain. A kind stranger gave her a few coins, enough for a bus fare to the free clinic. The doctor diagnosed pneumonia. "He needs hospital care," the man said gravely, "or it could be fatal." The words hung like a death sentence. Back home, the family huddled around Rohan, the rain outside mirroring their tears. That night, as thunder roared, Arun sat by the window, staring into the abyss. "Why us?" he whispered to the gods. "We've toiled honestly, loved fiercely. Is poverty our curse?" Lakshmi joined him, her hand on his shoulder. "Curse or blessing, it's our path. Remember, the lotus blooms in mud, beauty from suffering." Their words were deep, etched from years of endurance, but the pain was raw. Ria, overhearing, felt a fire ignite within her. "I won't let this break us," she vowed silently. Desperation drove them to extremes. Arun took double shifts, ignoring the ache in his chest. One fateful evening, as he pulled a heavy load through flooded streets, his rickshaw skidded. He crashed into a lamppost, the impact jarring his bones. Passers-by helped him up, but the rickshaw was mangled, his livelihood shattered. Limping home, blood trickling from a gash on his forehead, he collapsed at the door. "Baba!" Ria screamed, rushing to him.
The family was now adrift. With no income, eviction loomed. Neighbors, themselves poor, shared scraps of food, but it wasn't enough. Rohan's condition deteriorated. His breaths came in ragged gasps. Lakshmi prayed fervently at the makeshift altar, a faded photo of Goddess Kali. "Take me instead," she begged. "Spare my child." In the quiet hours, she confided in Ria. "Motherhood is a battlefield where love fights against the world's cruelties. Never forget, Beti. Your heart is your greatest weapon." Ria, inspired by her mother's words, decided to act. She remembered Mrs. Banerjee's kindness once, giving her old clothes for the children. Swallowing her pride, Ria went to the apartment, rain-soaked and trembling. "Auntie, please help. My brother is dying." Mrs. Banerjee, moved by the girl's plea, listened. Touched by their story, she rallied her friends. "Poverty isn't a choice. It's a chain we must break," she told them. Donations poured in, money for hospital bills, food packets, even a promise of sponsorship for Ria's education. Rohan was admitted to the hospital, where antibiotics fought the infection. Days blurred into nights as the family waited, hope flickering like their old bulb. Arun's injuries healed slowly, but the experience humbled him further. "Pain carves depth into the soul," he said to Lakshmi one evening as they sat by Rohan's bedside. "Without it, we'd be shallow ponds, not vast oceans." Miraculously, Rohan recovered. His first smile upon waking was a beacon. "I dreamed of flying kites, Baba," he said weakly. Arun laughed through tears. "One day we'll fly them together, higher than the clouds." The family returned to their shack, now fortified with community help. New tin sheets, a small stove. Mrs. Banerjee's group even arranged a microloan for a new rickshaw. But scars remained. Poverty's grip loosened, yet lingered. Ria excelled in school, her dreams fueled by the ordeal. "Education is the key that unlocks chains," she wrote in her diary. Rohan grew stronger, his cough a distant memory. Arun pedaled with renewed vigor. Lakshmi worked with gratitude. Years later, as Ria stood on a stage accepting a scholarship, she reflected on their journey. "In the depths of despair, we find our true strength," she said in her speech. "My family taught me that love isn't measured in rupees, but in the quiet sacrifices that bind us. Poverty may bend us, but it cannot break the human spirit." The Ghosh family, once whispers in the rain-soaked alley, became a testament to resilience. Their story echoed,
In the heart of suffering lies the seed of compassion waiting to bloom. As the family settled back into routine, subtle changes emerged. Arun, with his new rickshaw, shiny and sturdy, felt a surge of optimism. He painted it red, symbolizing the blood and sweat invested. "This isn't just wheels, it's our wings," he told Rohan, who traced the paint with tiny fingers. The boy nodded, his eyes bright. "Will it take us to the stars, Baba?" Arun chuckled. "Not the stars, but perhaps to a better tomorrow." Lakshmi found solace in small victories. With extra money from donations, she bought a sewing machine, mending clothes for neighbors. Hands that toil create more than wealth. They weave destinies, she mused while stitching. Her earnings supplemented the household, allowing treats like mangoes in summer. Ria helped after school, learning the craft. "Ma, you're like a magician," she said. Lakshmi smiled. "Magic is born from necessity, Beti. When life gives you threads, sew a tapestry of hope." Yet challenges persisted. The slum's landlord, a greedy man named Das, raised rents, citing improvements. "Pay up or leave," he barked. Arun confronted him. "We've suffered enough. Where's your humanity?" Das sneered. "Humanity doesn't pay bills." That night, the family discussed options. "We could move to the outskirts," Lakshmi suggested. But Ria shook her head. "This is our home, flaws and all. Roots run deep even in
Shallow soil.
Community bonds strengthened them. Neighbors formed a savings group, pooling resources for emergencies. "Unity is the armor against adversity," Arun shared during meetings. Rohan, inspired, started a small garden in pots, tomatoes and herbs thriving against odds. "See, Baba, life grows anywhere," he beamed. Arun ruffled his hair. "Yes, Beta, just like love."
Emotional depths surfaced in quiet moments. One Diwali, with meager funds, they lit clay lamps. Firecrackers were unaffordable, but stories sufficed. Lakshmi recounted her childhood, poor but joyful. "Festivals remind us that light conquers darkness, no matter how deep," she said. Ria added, "And family is the brightest light." Winter brought cold winds, testing their resolve. Rohan fell ill again, a mild flu this time. Panic gripped Lakshmi. "I can't lose him," she wept to Arun. He held her. Fear is the shadow of love. Without one, the other fades. They nursed him with herbal teas, wrapping him in all their blankets. Recovery came, reinforcing their bond. Ria's school life blossomed. A teacher noticed her talent, recommending her for a talent show. She wrote a poem. "In poverty's embrace, we dance with shadows, dreaming of suns that warm our souls. Each tear a river, carving canyons of strength. For in broken hearts, wholeness is born." The audience applauded, moved. "Your words touch the divine," the teacher said. Ria blushed. "They're from life, ma'am." As months passed, Arun's health declined. Years of labor caught up. Chest pains, fatigue. A checkup revealed heart issues. Surgery needed, the doctor said. Cost? Astronomical. The family despaired. "How?" Lakshmi cried. Ria, now 13, organized a fundraiser at school. "My father's heart beats for us. Help it beat longer." Donations trickled in, but not enough. In a twist, Mrs. Banerjee intervened again, connecting them to a charity. Surgery was funded. Post-op, Arun lay weak but alive. "Death whispered my name, but love shouted louder," he joked. Lakshmi kissed his forehead. "You're our rock, even when cracked." Recovery was slow. Rohan read stories to him. Ria managed chores. Family is the medicine no doctor can prescribe, Lakshmi reflected. By spring, life stabilized. Arun returned to lighter work. Lakshmi's business grew. Ria won a scholarship. Rohan dreamed of becoming a doctor. "To heal families like ours," he said. Their story,
whispered in alleys, inspired many. Poverty strips us bare, revealing the essence of humanity, raw, resilient, radiant, Arun often said. In the end, the Ghosh family proved that amid destitution, emotional riches abound. Love, deeper than oceans, sustained them. As rain fell once more, they huddled together, unbreakable.